I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you part 2 of our series on limits, which is going to help many students seeking admission in good institutes. In this particular series, I'm going to apply limit for x to the power of n minus a to the power of n divided by x minus a as x approaches a equals to n times a to the power of n minus 1. Now this is a standard formula which we have derived in the set of utilities. So I'll provide a link for this and we will see how, based on this formula, we can solve questions like shown here. Plus I'll take few multiple choice questions which you might see in such test papers. And you will be in a position to answer those within a minute's time. Right? So proof for this is given in my videos. I'll provide you the link and let us solve all these questions one by one. So that will give you good practice. Let's begin with the very first one, which is x to the power of 4 minus 81. X approaches 3 and denominator is x minus 3. Well, if I substitute 3 here, what do I get? So let's show that first. So if I substitute 3, then 3 to the power of 4 minus 81 over 3 minus 3. Now 3 to the power of 4 is 81. So we get 81 minus 81 over 0. That is 0 over 0. So whenever you are at this stage, you know it is an indeterminate. And it also signifies that there is a common factor x minus 3 in the numerator. So the idea is to factor that out and then solve, right? Now this is a very simple example. So I'll try to show you the solution in two different ways. And then we'll understand how useful this formula is, right? So the first way, of course, is factoring. So we can write this as a limit x approaches 3. Now the numerator could be written as x square minus 9 times x square plus 9. Denominator is x minus 3. I could further factor x square minus 9. I'll get limit x approaches 3. This could be written as x plus 3 times x minus 3 times x square plus 9 divided by x minus 3, right? Now you can see that x minus 3 is a common factor, and of course x is not equal to 3 since that makes denominator as 0. So after cancelling this out, we get limit x approaches 3. The numerator is x plus 3 times x square plus 9. Denominator is just 1. So that is what we get. And after substituting 3, we get 3 plus 3 times 3 square plus 9, which is 3 plus 3 is 6, right? And this is times 9 plus 9 is 18. And so you get your answer. 6 times 8 is 48. And then you get 108 as your answer. Well, that's one way, definitely a nice way to do. We just took a couple of minutes here. Now, we could use this formula also and find its solution. So let us see how. So let me redo this question. So let's copy this. We have limit x approaches 3, x to the power of 4. Now, 81 can be written as 3 to the power of 4, correct? Denominator is x minus 3. If you compare, a is 3 for you. So what you see is that a is 3. N is 4. So what is the limit of this? Well, the limit is n times a to the power of n minus 1. That is 4 times 3 to the power of 4 minus 1, which is 3, correct? That means 4 times 27, right? And 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 2 is 108. By using this formula, it could be done within a minute. So it takes 30 seconds to get the answer perfectly fine. And this is what you need when you're doing multiple choice questions. So this example was very simple. The idea is how we can use this formula effectively and save time for some other questions, right? Now, here is second one where we are going to again apply the same formula, find the limits. Now this, if you factor, may take longer. So we'll straight away do application of this formula. So what we have here is limit x approaches 2. In the numerator, we have x to the power of 10 minus 2 to the power of 10. But we do not have x minus 2, right? In the denominator, we have x to the power of 4 minus 2 to the power of 4. In the denominator, we do not have x minus a. So what we can do here is we can divide both numerator and denominator by x minus 2. Do you see that? We could do this. Now, see. Now what we have here is x to the power of 10 minus 2 to the power of 10 divided by x minus 2. That gives you the limit of numerator. So let me rewrite this. We say limit x approaches 2. For the numerator, it is x to the power of 10 minus 2 to the power of 10. Everything divided by x minus 2. And in the denominator, we have limit x approaches 2 for x to the power of 4 minus 2 to the power of 4 divided by x minus 2. Now clearly, let's take it to the right side, right? So we can now write this as equal to, what is the limit of numerator? Apply the formula, right? 10 times 2 to the power of 9, 1 less than 10. And for denominator, it is 4 times 2 to the power of 1 less than 4, which is 2 cubed. So that could be, dividing by 2, we get 5 over 2 as the numbers. And 2 to the power of 9 minus 3, which is 6. So that becomes your answer. Do you see that? And if you really want to write, so you could cancel this. 5 times 2 to the power of 5, which is 32. 5 times 32 and multiply. 2 times 5 is 10. And 15 and 1, 16. 160 is your answer. Perfect. So you can do this without calculator in no time. So that is what I'm trying to tell you. So now we will take a few multiple choice questions and see how using this formula we can save time. So this could be done in a minute's time when we have slightly complicated question. I hope that helps. So let's continue with multiple choice questions. Okay, so let us answer this question. Limit when x approaches 2 for x to the power of 5 minus 32 over x minus 2. One of these choices does not exist, 0, 1, 16 or 80. Now to solve this question, we could write this as limit x approaches 2, x to the power of 5 minus 2 to the power of 5 over x minus 2. That is the formula to be applied. We just saw it. So the answer is 5 times 2 to the power of 4. Do you see that? That is the answer. That means 5 times 2 to the power of 4 is 16, and that is equal to 80. So the answer is E. So you'll circle E in this particular case. So it doesn't take more than 30 seconds to get solution of this question, and that is where you will find the difference. I hope you get the point, right? So the idea here is to apply these learned techniques and answer questions. So let me pull out few more sheets. Here is a difficult question for you. Limit x approaches a for x to the power of n minus a to the power of n divided by x to the power of m minus a to the power of n. So which one of these is the correct answer? Now the formula is x to the power of n minus a to the power of n. When x approaches a, divided by x minus a is n a to the power of n minus 1. So we should actually rewrite this question as limit, see the trick, x approaches a. The numerator could be written as x to the power of n minus a to the power of n divided by x minus a. And similarly, the denominator could be written as x to the power of m minus a to the power of m divided by x minus a. Divide both numerator and denominator by x minus a. So you could write this as limit x approaches a for the numerator, which is x to the power of n minus a to the power of n divided by x minus a, over limit x approaches a for x to the power of m minus a to the power of n divided by x minus a, correct? And you know the formula. It is n a to the power of n minus 1 divided by m a to the power of m minus 1, correct? That is n over m a to the power of n minus m. I wanted to show you these steps. Therefore, I took time, and hopefully you got it in 30 seconds. That is the answer for this multiple choice question. Now, this is an excellent question which you will find in many test papers, especially of institutes where you're seeking for admission, correct? Last question is kind of an application of the same concept. Find k if limit of this function is equal to limit of that function. So you have to find the value of k. Okay, so you can always pause the video, answer, and then look into my suggestions. Now, what is the limit for x approaches 1, x to the power of 8 minus 1 over x minus 1? Well, 1 could be written as 1 to the power of 8. Does make sense to you? So the limit of this function is 8 times 1 to the power of 7, which is 8. Correct? Now, if you look at the right side, you could write the limit of the right side as we have limit x approaches k. We have x to the power of 4 minus k to the power of 4 x minus k, right? So the limit could be 4 times k to the power of 4 minus 1, which is cube. Now, when we say they are equal, we are saying that 8 is equals to 4k cube. That means 8 divided by 4 is k cube, right? Which is 2. So the answer is k equals to cube root of 2, which is option B for us. So you get B as your correct answer, right? So I hope with this set of videos, you have learned a great concept. Now you also know how to apply this advanced level formula. You also know how to derive it. So I think you can nail these kinds of questions within a minute. Thanks for watching. Feel free to write your comments and share your views. And if you like and subscribe to my videos, that will be even better. Thank you.